here. Yes, Brock Lesnar is here.
Oh my God.
Lesnar is here. Lesnar is here.
It goes off though.
Lesnar is here.
It does.
Brock Lesnar
There's a verse.
is here. Lesnar is here.
Stop.
The contract is to accept the Daisy. The contract is to accept the Daisy. The contract is to accept the Daisy. Isn't here. No.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the season premiere of Culture 316. I'm one of your hosts and producers, Jordan Nahisi.
And joined by your co-host, Mo.
It's been a long time since I've done this. It's been 3 years. I don't even remember all of my old names, so I'm just gonna say this is who I am, baby. I am the moment, the magic, the money dragon, Angelo Carter, returning to Culture 316 for a little episode, honey.
I wish I had air horns, but yes, for the first time in the history of culture, all three hosts are together, and we're here for the season premiere. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
This is the khaki color crew.
This is the khaki
Version
color.
2.
Khaki color. It's khaki color with bifocals. It's the khaki color crew with bifocals.
Literally bifocals.
But welcome to the season premiere, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. Episode 1, season 4. If y'all are listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere where podcasts can be streamed, be sure to give us 5 stars on the show, rate us. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, wherever, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that. But we're not gonna waste any more time because we're joined by my younger brother, Angelo Carter. And first things first, bro, how are you, man? What's been new? It's been obviously 3 years since you've been on the show. I just wanted to know what you were up to, what's been going on with you, bro.
It's so funny because it actually is exactly 3 years.
Yeah.
Because it was the last episode we did was right after WrestleMania COVID. I don't even remember the number of that WrestleMania, but it was right after like we all got locked down. We were supposed to go to Tampa, which is so funny. Like that whole trip just kind of got, thrown up. But I think in that time it was so easy to just kind of step back into going back into pro wrestling and like getting back into training. So I'm entering my 3rd year of working shows in May. So I like officially make 2 years of working in May, and I enter my 3rd year of working shows May 22nd. So, I mean, it's been an incredible ride. Like I can't even begin to explain to you how like I just am in such a different headspace from when we even first started the show to now, being able to say, yes, I'm a professional wrestler. I, do this every weekend. I've wrestled in Canada. I've wrestled in Chicago. I've wrestled in Maine a bunch of times. My name is traveling around now in the Northeast. Like people are learning who I am and, learning, just what I can do. And that is honestly the biggest thing for me. It's wild. Like I can't even, sometimes I'm like, is this my fucking life? Like what is going on?
Solid, bro.
Okay.
I was gonna say Mo. Go ahead, Mo, because I know.
No, because speaking of people getting to know who you are, I think you should tell the audience like what is your character? Like who exactly is the Money Dragon, and how did you come up with this character?
So the Money Dragon is really like now Jordan has known me for over 10 years at this point. Like the Money Dragon really is like me dialed up to like 25.
Yeah.
But also I'm like your favorite reality television star. Like think of a Nene Leakes, think of a Kim Kardashian. I know she's not everybody's favorite, but just
better than Kim.
Her. Just follow me. Think of like the reality TV star that everybody loves or that everybody loves to hate. And that is what I'm trying to embody. And that is who I'm trying to channel. So I'm channeling my inner Kim. I'm channeling my inner Nene Leakes. And, that is like
Tiffany
where
Pollard.
I'm going. Tiffany, yes, my inner New York, my inner Tiffany Pollard, my inner Jocelyn Hernandez. Like that's what we're channeling.
It's so different. It's so unique, and I love that because I don't think I ever seen reality TV, be like interwoven with wrestling. And you would think that had happened by now, considering that
Yeah.
wrestling is kind of like reality TV, if you will. So it's very interesting
Yeah.
that you came up with that concept and you're bringing it to life.
Yeah. I mean, I was a huge fan of Total Divas when it first started. Like, Total Divas actually helped get me back into wrestling when I kind of fell off of it. So, like, it's also inspired by that. Like, reality television and wrestling, like you said, are not too far off from each other. So.
Okay. Well, is there any like particular? I know you just mentioned, of course, Total Divas, but is there like a particular wrestler in mind, or maybe a moment that happened with you as being a wrestling fan that made you just think like, all right, like I want to be that. I want to lace up some boots and I want to get in there. Like, what motivated you?
So I've been a wrestling fan since I was like 11, right? Like in and out, in and out. And then I fell off, and then it was actually at Jordan's house. We went to watch SummerSlam 2014, and that kind of solidified it for me. Like I was back a wrestling fan. What made me want to be a wrestler is I can trace it all back to one match, and that is Sasha Banks versus Bayley at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
Good match.
I actually have it tattooed on my arm now.
Do you really? Wait, show the camera. Show the camera.
Yeah,
that is fire.
The date of it tattooed on my arm.
That is fucking fire. Have you ever like tagged Sasha or Bayley in that? Have they like?
Yeah, I did. I took a picture of it in like when did I get it done? 2021. And, it went kind of viral, like on Twitter. I don't know if Mercedes or Bayley ever saw it, but I then subsequently had tweeted them like, oh, I've made this milestone in wrestling. And Bayley has tweeted me and like, and responded to me before. So
that is fucking awesome. How did that make you feel?
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, how did that make me feel? I was like, is that Bayley? Like, I remember it was the night of my 12th match. And like I had the match and it was so good and I was bawling and I was like, oh my God, like, this is the best night ever. And I tweeted Bayley and I tweeted Mercedes and I tweeted Johnny Gargano. And I'm not going to hold it against my sister, Mercedes, who's over in Japan right now. She didn't see it. I'm going to just say she didn't see it. But Bayley responded and Johnny liked it.
That's fucking dope.
So I was like,
for you.
What an endorsement,
Okay. Well, okay. So my next question I did have for you was, how does it feel like, being both Black and being part of the LGBT community, being in wrestling now with the state that it's in?
There are so many of us, right? And prior to becoming a wrestler, I wasn't out. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So like there were different layers for me. But once I got to wrestling and I saw like this community of people who are all a part of the LGBT, like I felt like I could finally open up and be like, and not feel a certain kind of way, and not feel judged, and not feel like I had to conform to a certain whatever, right? And in large part, it's owed to people like Billy Dixon and people like Devon Monroe and people like, Eddie McQueen, who a lot of people might not know, people who have paved ways so that I could, walk into this business and, shine. You know what I'm saying? I could walk into this indie business and have people give me these opportunities, and the opportunity be there.
Do you feel like that presents like a pressure for you? And sorry to cut you off, by the way.
No, it's fine. Yes and no. Yes, because like I want to be able to prove to these people that I deserve this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just getting handed this because, I'm Black and gay. Like, and I want to be able to prove that I belong here, that I belong in this business, period. So there is a little bit of a pressure there, but I think that being able to be myself more than anything is what alleviates a lot of that pressure. Because I can go out and do a full entrance and go out and do a full whatever and feel like Angelo versus going out and doing something different and not really feeling like myself. but then still feeling the pressure of, okay, cool, how do I put all of myself into this match without giving too much or making people feel like they can't work with me because I'm, doing too much, or, it's a lot. It really is a lot that goes into this.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. I actually wanted to ask, do you feel like people that are part of the LGBTQ plus community are like properly represented in wrestling nowadays? Or do you feel like what they're presented as like being a stereotype?
I think that there are so many different facets of who we are
Mm-hmm.
as a community. And while there is still work to do, I think you have so many different representations, especially on the indies. Like, I'm speaking on an indie level. Like, there's so many different representations of who we are that is absolutely wild, that I had never seen before, that, isn't necessarily on television, but I think that we are making moves and moving toward that being on television a lot more often. And I think that there are so many different, facets of us. And, there isn't necessarily a stereotype because there are so many of my friends and so many of my peers who are, gay, who are so completely different.
That makes sense. No, I just asked because wrestling has a tendency to come off painfully stereotypical and misrepresent a lot of groups of people. So I just, I just
Absolutely.
wanted to ask because I feel like that's the reason why, a lot of fans, when they're watching, they have a harder
Right.
time connecting because
Right,
wrestling's so
exactly.
over the top. And I understand they're trying to create characters that are larger than life, and that the
Right.
amplification comes with it, but I just wanted to ask, you just think that you're that you feel like your community is being properly represented is all. But I loved your answer.
Yeah.
That was actually fucking great. My next question that I had for you: who exactly would be your dream opponent? And if you can't think of one, give me three.
Dream opponent.
Yes,
Stop.
like
Okay,
right now, if you got three phone calls right now, from
if Hunter calls me and was like, I'm gonna give you anybody you want in the main event of WrestleMania.
yeah, let's make it harder. Actually, let's just say Tony Khan called you up, Hunter called you up, and off in New Japan, they all phoned you. They said you could have your dream opponent. Which one are you going for, and which is the opponent?
Oh, that makes it
Yeah,
a
I made
little
it
bit
spicy, right?
harder. Yeah, you
Right?
did, you did. I can't lie. I would, man, if Hunter called me, I think I would pick up Hunter's call. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, if
That's
Hunter
fair.
called
That's
me,
fair.
I would pick up all three of their phone calls. Like, no joke. Like 100%. Like, I would pick up all three phone calls and I would go all three places. But like, if Hunter called me right now, I'd probably scream and throw my phone because, like,
Right?
excuse me. But also, if Hunter called me right now and was like, I will give you anybody in the main event of WrestleMania 40, anybody on the roster. Oh my gosh.
It's hard, right? Let me
That
give
is
you a
so
moment. Let me
hard.
give you a moment. But if you can't think, I'll be fair. Three. Give me three people. Separate matches, one on one.
Three separate matches, one on one. See, because one of them is in AEW. So it's like, one of them I got to answer Tony's call for.
Okay.
That one would be Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
He's.
Yeah. Oh, that would
I,
eat. That would eat with your moveset, child? That would
that
eat.
one of them would be Bryan Danielson. The other two would more than likely be, guys from the E. Like, and I'm sure we'll go into this later about WrestleMania. I don't know if I would probably disintegrate if like it was like Hunter was like, yeah, Cody Rhodes. I would probably disintegrate where I'm standing.
I don't blame
Because
you.
what do you mean, Cody Rhodes? Like, what do you mean? Like, you want me to wrestle the Cody Rhodes? Like, no, okay. And then third person, I'm gonna go intergender, and I know WWE doesn't do intergender matches, but I've had plenty of intergender matches, and I want to wrestle Charlotte Flair so fucking bad.
That is very interesting. Why Charlotte of all the four horsewomen?
I want to wrestle Mercedes. I want to wrestle all of them.
Of course.
All of them.
Charlotte.
I want to wrestle Charlotte because I feel like there is such a level of intensity that she has that I feel like people, like everybody notices, right? But I feel like watching her and Rhea with my worker eye on, it was like, dude, like, and obviously at this point, Charlotte's been doing this for like 10 years. Like, like, yes, but like there was such a, like, she embodies this level of intensity that I want to like kind of transfer to myself sometimes. And I, that is what, that is who I want to lock up with her so bad. And Natty too, like honorable mention to Natty because I'm dying to train with Natalia. Dying.
Interesting. I like those choices. I do. And I can see like the entrances eating down between the both of y'all. Like I don't know who would eat harder. No, because I've seen your designs. Like y'all have to peep Angelo's designs. Like they're very Beyonce. It's like, woo!
I have some new gear. I have 3 new sets coming this year. Two of them are Beyonce inspired. One of them is a Juicy Couture set inspired. So it's going to be really cute. Yeah.
That's so spicy. That really is. I gotta see that. You gotta show the group chat that. Nah, I love that. I love that. Okay, well, since you mentioned WrestleMania earlier, I had to know between both nights, what was your favorite match and why?
So I have 2 different answers for this. As a wrestler, my favorite match was
Yo, we have the same birthday, so I get his brain because I can't just singularly answer shit. Gotta be 2 answers at once. Go on.
Here's what's so funny about for the viewers. So, like when Monique first joined our group chat, we're like, oh yeah, blah blah, talking, and then we're like, yeah, like my birthday, I'm a Libra. Oh yeah, I'm a Libra too. When's your birthday? September 26th. I'm like, shut the fuck up. My birthday is the exact same day. Like. This was meant to be.
Year, like this my twin. This
is meant to be. It was meant to be. Anyway, so I have 2 different answers. My first answer is Rhea and Charlotte as a wrestler, just because, like, everything they did embodies the kind of like it just embodies like the work that I love. You know what I'm saying in the indies, like. Anybody who's watching, like, I encourage you guys to watch promotions like indie promotions like Pro Wrestling Grind or Blitzkrieg, and these not just because these are places that I've been or places that I work frequently, but because that match that Rhea and Charlotte had, I've seen people have that same kind of match, and like it's gonna hit every time because it's well worked, intense, super intense. There's like an incredible story behind it. That match was like, it was so good. Like they went bananas. Like they went nuts. But my other answer, and this is as a wrestler, but as a wrestling fan, is the main event. Is Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. And I'll tell you why. That match made me feel like I was 10 years old watching John Cena versus Randy Orton, or watching Triple H versus Randy Orton, or watching Batista versus John Cena, or watching any of those guys from like 10, 15 years ago. Well, 15, 20 years ago now. Oh my God, what the fuck?
We're old.
What the hell? Oh my God. I was just like, yeah, 10 years ago. Like 10 years ago was 2009. 2009 was like 15, 16 years ago at this point. Like 15, 20 years ago, like those guys who were main eventing WrestleMania and who were like, larger than like that's how that match made me feel. And it turned a corner in my career now because now I see wrestling differently. I want to make other people feel how that match made me feel. I want other people to feel 10 years old when they watch my matches, regardless of, I could be having a match in front of 10 people wherever. If there's one person in that crowd that was like, I felt something from this match, I win. So if no one liked that match, right? If everybody hated the match, blah, 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 whatever, and I was the only person that liked the main event, I feel like Roman and Cody both won because you made somebody feel something. So regardless of
Interesting.
how, the world feels about the finish, blah, 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 whatever, I'm not going to go into, all that stuff. Like, I feel like that match made me feel like I was 10 years old again. Cody's entrance alone. Like, the whoa, I've never, like,
That
the
pop.
Insane.
three WrestleManias, Jordan, the three WrestleManias that we went to, well, we went to two together, but the three that I went to, I've never heard a reaction like that. Like, I'm trying to think, like, 35 when Kofi won, it was a huge, like, everybody was losing their mind.
Everybody
But,
popped, yeah.
like, everybody popped. Like, we were all losing our minds. It was crazy. But it was a different, like, it was so different because it was like everybody was behind this man. Like, and I want that. If I never go anywhere past, the seal, like, if I never go past a certain ceiling in wrestling, if I've made somebody feel the way that Cody and Roman made me feel, I can ride that high for the rest of my life.
Well, you don't have to worry about that because, like, we manifesting for you. Like, you are destined to be a star. Like, y'all
Thank
need
you.
to be on the lookout for Angelo because he's gonna be there. He's gonna be on that stage. Give it 5 years. 5 years. He's gonna be main
Thank you.
eventing something.
That's a fact.
All
He's
right.
gonna be main event.
He just has it, y'all. He just has it. Like,
Thank you so much.
no, for real. Like, you have so much character, so much charisma. I love your character. Like, I don't get to obviously watch every single match, but like, I love like you off rip. There's something about your character, your pizzazz, the way you dress, your swagger, the way you just hold yourself. I love it all, and I feel like you have something in you where it's going to like resonate with the crowd. That's the most important part about wrestling at this point.
Yeah.
You want to resonate with the crowd. You just have it, baby. So don't speak like that. You gonna be it. You're gonna be it.
No, I mean, and I'm just saying, the thing in wrestling, you put in what you get out of it. What you get out, you know what I'm trying to say, right?
No, I get it.
And, I feel like I work really hard, but like also, it's like, wrestling doesn't really owe you anything, like wrestling,
It's cutthroat.
it's a very cutthroat business, like and there are people who are absolutely incredible wrestlers. People who, like, I'm sure can wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're amazing wrestlers that may have never gotten that television opportunity or maybe have gotten a tough break. And, at the end of the day, our trainers and, my trainer, Logan Black, who I'll give him his flowers forever. He is one of the greatest wrestlers that I've ever had the pleasure to wrestle. He's so smart. He's one of the smartest wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason that he's a trainer, and he's just the fucking best. He always says, like, wrestling doesn't really owe you anything, but you get back what you put into it, and if you put your heart into it, eventually you get your heart back. So
that's true.
That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put my heart into it so I can get it back.
Well, it's definitely showing. But you're right, because like it's a position where, unfortunately, like you should put your all into it, but at the end of the day, like the fans also kind of determine your path. It was also determine your path, So you want to resonate with everybody, but you're definitely doing a great job at it. Like,
thank you.
You have a supporter here with me. But Jordan, did you have any extra questions?
I didn't have any other extra questions, but I did have a story. So I remember, and this is, Angie's probably going to cry. He's going to hate me. But I remember
Here we go.
I remember last year, Angie main evented a show. And I brought Christina. And first of all, Christina's first wrestling match ever. And she loved it. And I was like, if Christina loves this and she hates this, then I know my brother's going to be a star. And I just remember like watching him come out, like watching him make his entrance. Because I remember I came up to him before and I was like, yo, bro, how you feel? He was like, I'm nervous. Like, I don't know what's going to happen.
I was shitting bricks.
And I was like, and I told him, I was just like, bro, you got this. And then I remember like him making his entrance. And then in the back of, like in the forefront of my mind, I'm just watching him. I'm just like, this nigga's a star, bro. Like, this nigga, like, and I was so blown away in that moment because literally as he was walking to me, the things that I thought about were us watching John Cena get mollywopped in my living room, us
Yeah.
going to New Orleans for Mania, us
Oh my
going
God.
to Mania at MetLife, and like that ended how that ended.
Me
And
leaving
then
you in
as
the 300.
yeah, when he forsook me
You did what?
and gave me a ring. Oh my
Oh,
God.
Monique, do you not know
You
the
don't know this
story?
story?
No,
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know this story.
All
Okay,
right,
really
What
quick,
happened?
really quick.
Let me finish this story, then
Yeah.
I'll get to the next one because I fake got ADHD. So I just remember him walking to me and thinking about all those experiences, and then as he walked past me, it was like, yo, it all paid off. Like it was all for this. And I just remember just watching his match, and then at one point I was just speechless because I was just like, yo, like this man is a star. This man's gonna make it. And I watched this person from being a kid, from being a freaking child, and to being the main event. And like I remember when I first met him, and he, like, one of the reasons why he still resonates with me to this day is because I see so much of myself in him. And I just remember after the match, I didn't even really have anything to say. I just went and I just hugged him. And then he just cried.
I was bawling.
And
I was bawling after that
I
match.
don't normally cry, and I was about to cry, and it was just like, bro, like you did it and you're doing it. And I just want to just personally say to you, I'm so proud of your growth. Like I'm so proud of who you've become. Like I'm so proud. Like I'll never consider you my little brother anymore. I'm considering you my younger brother because you really grown out here and you're really doing it. And seeing how you progress as a professional and as a person, when I know the environments that you were in were fake hostile towards you and they didn't want to see you win, even though they were dealing with their own things, and some of them are still not proud of who they are to this day. And that's a different story for a different day. But I just want to let you know that I love you
Oh yeah.
and that I'm proud of you. Now on to the other story. We were at WrestleMania 35. We're sitting up in the wrap. We're sitting up like 300 section, 400 section, 500 section. Nora was with us for a little bit, and then she ended up dipping off. And I remember there was one time
Nora was with us. Oh, I was a little drunk that night.
Little. So
That would be an Angie thing. Bitch, you always drunk.
So we get to I forgot which match it was. He was like, yo, bro. He was like, yo, bro.
It was Miz versus Shane McMahon.
No. That's the match you went down for. But
that is the match I went down for. Yeah, you're right.
But there was like a match before, 2 matches before. You were like, yo, bro, what if we go to ringside? I'm like, yo, we in a different state. I ain't trying to get locked up. I'm going to just stay up here and mind my business. He's like, all right. 5-10 minutes of silence go by. He's like, yo, bro, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, cool. So now 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by, 20 minutes go by, 30 minutes go by. Now it's up to Miz and Shane because I'm seeing their entrance. I'm like, yo, how long is this nigga not going to be? How long is this man not going to be around? So I'm like, yo, bro, where's Angie? I text Angie, yo, bro, where you at? He doesn't respond. The match ends.
My phone was dead.
He responds. Yeah, the match ends. He responds, yo, bro, I'm at ringside. I'm like, what? And then, so I'm up in the rafters, and literally on cue, it starts raining. So I'm up in the nosebleeds by myself, looking like I'm in a 112 R&B early 2000s music video, watching Kofi win by my lonely. And then we fast forward to
I told you to come downstairs.
I know, but listen, I'm not trying to get locked. He's like, yo, bro, meet me here at the end of the show. I'm like, fine. I see this man drenched in rain, but smiling from ear to ear. And he had 2 Mania chairs, one on his left, one on his right. And the first thing he says is like, "I got a chair for you." And then
Because I felt
so
bad.
cute.
I
That
felt
is
bad.
so
Like
cute.
I was down there. I felt bad for leaving him, but I was like, I told you to come downstairs. But at the same time, it was just like we came together. So I'm sitting down there. I made friends with the guy who was sitting right next to me.
Such a Libra. Jesus
So because like like the ability, and the guy right next to me is like, yeah, my friend works for WWE. So the guy just brings me out a comp ticket so that I could just still sit there. I was like, oh, thanks, girl. Like, I think we still follow each other on Instagram. I don't even know. But like, he literally gave me a comp ticket so that I could take the chair home.
Wow.
So then people are getting up, abandoning their chairs. And there was like a certain like thing where like, that they were trying to do where it's like, you present your ticket to somebody and then they give you the chair. So like they could clear the arena. Man, I picked up a chair and then one of the other guys was like, cause they were zip tied together. He took the keyed off the thing. I took the other chair, walked out. The guy was like, you have 2 tickets? I was like, yeah, I got 2 tickets. And I walked right past him. Girl, you are not stopping me
No.
at 1 a.m. over a chair. Go to hell.
Not for real, because what
at
are
that
you gonna
point, remember, this was back during, Hunter, WWE, I love you. Don't violate me. But like, this was back when WrestleMania was going like 8 hours long. So like, I was there all day. Hello, just let me get my chair and get on the train. And I didn't get home till 4 o'clock in the morning. And still to this day, I think that is the best WrestleMania experience I've ever had.
that's a fact.
I'm about to
That
take
whole
some
weekend.
notes. I'm about to take some notes.
I'm
And tell
telling
me,
you.
how did you finagle? Can you just like walk me through
Yes,
that?
no,
How
I
the
got
fuck
you.
did-
So at this point, mind you, I'm drinking. I've been drinking.
So you
We
really don't give a fuck.
tailgated. I really didn't. My friend, one of my old friends from Best Buy, he met this guy on the train. We were all going to WrestleMania. He was like, yeah, we're gonna tailgate. This guy's tailgating. So we ended up going over there, hanging out with this guy. And then we go to the arena, we get in, blah, 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 whatever. I'm still a little drunk because the last drink I had was like Hennessy and something else. And I had to like shotgun it because we're walking and now like the guy's about to scan the ticket and I have a full solo cup of like Hennessy and cranberry. I'm like, let me just shotgun it. Like I got to do it. I mean, this was 4 years ago.
All right,
I know how to drink now. Right. So we get up. I still want to drink because I'm just like, I'm just getting started. I went and got like a beer from the concession stand or whatever. And I'm like,
You're still on the same floor doing all this?
Yeah.
All for like 4 drinks before you even got down there.
I'm like, I don't know how to say this. All right, cool. Yeah, Jordan, I'm going to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. I didn't lie. I just didn't come back. So I went down, and I'm telling you, this was like the most, like you couldn't have asked for a more perfect scenario.
Oh my God.
I went down, went to the concourse, and I see the guy that we were tailgating with. I see him and his son. I was like, yo, yeah, I was trying to come down, see if I could, get a little view. Just so happens that the concourse that I walked to was exactly where Miz and Shane were fighting during their Falls Count Anywhere match. Like legit, I have still have the video on my phone. They were inches from in front of me. Like the ref was like a foot away from me.
I would have died.
So security, like after they clear the area, security's not checking tickets because they're thinking they're just funneling people in. And if you look like you belong somewhere, nobody's going to stop you. Nobody's going to ask you no questions.
That's a
I
fact.
had on this, I had on like the Chalkline WCW like tracksuit. Like I look like I belonged there. I look like I spent the money to be down there. I walked right on through, found me a seat, almost got a little carried away because I started moving toward like ringside. And the guy was like, where you going? I was like, oh, sorry. I think I walked too far past my seat. Let me walk back before one of them go, let me see a ticket. Because then it would have been done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Smart. Play your cards right. I gotta do that. All right. And you just put us on to some game, bro. I'm not to finagle my way.
I don't know if security got better since then. But I don't know. Y'all might be able to finagle y'all tickets in Philly, child.
I was about to say also be careful and use wisdom because I keep forgetting that we were at MetLife. I don't know why I was
Yeah.
so I don't know why I was so like fixated on security, as if Summer Jam ain't been there for like the past 50 years, letting all the
Hello.
debauchery happen.
Hello.
I wasn't
All
using
of
wisdom.
the 5 million fights that they be having over there.
It's so funny that we were all at the same place but did not know each other.
Well,
Like
I
that's the
knew.
craziest
Yeah,
part.
that's crazy. Yeah.
What's wild is also a lot of like some of my best friends in like wrestling, like, like A Game and, who, if you guys don't know who A Game Joseph Alexander is, please go follow him. He is like the GOAT. He's one of the best wrestlers that I've ever gotten a chance to wrestle. And, my old tag team partner, Indigo, like we all were at G1 Supercard. We were all at WrestleMania 35 and we didn't know each other. And we've
Crazy.
all now created like all this crazy magic with each other in wrestling.
So what you're
Universe
saying
works
is
in the
that y'all were
weirdest
going
of
to the
ways,
garden.
man.
Jordan, goodbye.
We're going to the garden. What a song.
Oh my God, it's been 45 minutes.
Listen, it don't feel like it.
My
But
bad.
I was gonna say,
No.
but while we have you here, can we keep you on for one topic for old time's sake, my brother?
Yes, sir. What are we talking about today?
Say less. So here we go. Moving on. So in this past weekend, obviously, was WrestleMania weekend. Impact Wrestling women's star Gisela Shaw was allegedly bullied by Rick Steiner during WrestleCon for being transgender. Obviously, there were multiple wrestlers that stuck up for Gisela, including Chris Jericho, saying that Rick Steiner has been a bully. But I just kind of wanted to get y'all take on these alleged transphobic comments that Rick Steiner had and whatnot.
Yeah. I just want to say I have so many friends in this industry who are transgender, who are, a part of the LGBTQ community. And, it's still like I said earlier, we have a lot of work, like the world still has a lot of work to do. The wrestling business still has a lot of work to do. And, it sucks that when you feel like there's progress being made, that like 15 steps are taking backward. I don't know Giselle personally, but I know people who know Giselle. And, it's sad when you are in an industry that you give your all to, and there are still people who will try to take you down at every, like even on the most personal level. And, I didn't really comment on it on Twitter just because I was like, because it was a long weekend, it was a lot going on, but like, it really just is unfair. And she should not have had to go through that. And, for somebody to, with in the age of information that we live in, you should be able to do research and know what it is that you're speaking about. And Google is free, honey, but then there are going to be those people who feel like they have autonomy, like they should, what they say should be what the, whole thing is. And, for somebody like Rick Steiner, the only thing that I can hope for is that he makes the necessary changes. And, maybe it's wishful thinking, but I just hope that he understands and takes this as a learning experience and, apologizes to Giselle and really does the work in order to see, this whole entire, that the world that we live in 2023 is not the world that we were living in 1985 and 1991. Like, we have access to more things and we have access to more information. So I'm going to, take the high road with this and, maybe hope that he does the work and does the research. Again, maybe that's wishful thinking, but, you know, I stand with Giselle and I think that she is absolutely incredible. I've watched some of her work. I think she is absolutely incredible. And, we, as an industry, we have to do better. Especially, there can be no more like standing and watching.
Yeah.
You cannot stand and watch things like this happen. We have to be better as an industry. And if you see one of your fellow peers, we all do the same thing. We all get in this ring and, you know, bump and do all the things that we do and take these crazy high risk moves, and because we love it. And if we can't all just bond over the thing that we love and have a real over that, then what are we doing? Like, what do we have? So I stand with Giselle, and I hope that this is a learning experience for Rick, but if it's not, then girl, bye.
Man, you took the words out of my mouth. I don't think I could even like word it any better than that. Because it's just like, it feels like it's at a point now with all the information, like you just said, like you're just choosing to be stupid and you're choosing to be ignorant. So honestly, he deserves all the lashes he gets. All of it. All of it. But I was looking through Twitter while you were giving your response, and I saw people like attacking his family. Leave the family alone, y'all. All right? But
Yes.
y'all need to stop doing that. Stop leaking people's addresses and where they work at, please. Like, if you want to lash the person, all right, has committed the crime, by all means do that, because that person needs to learn, all right, and hopefully he does. Hopefully, although I do feel like sometimes when it comes to this bullshit, that some of these people fake pretend, that they're sorry just because they're getting the backlash. It's like, sir, all the information has been out there all this time, and you just chose to be ignorant. To be. But yeah, like I said, stop attacking the family. He can go fuck himself. Quite frankly, I don't really give a fuck. I really don't. But like, she doesn't deserve to go through that. She really doesn't. She was just trying to be a fan and enjoy wrestling just like the rest of us. And that probably does suck, that she just want to get a signing and someone's gonna, misgender her and tell her what she is. You have no right to tell anyone what the fuck they are. Like, that's just so disgusting and tacky to me. Like,
Absolutely.
I can't. Jordan, what was your take on this?
First of all, I want to shout out Chris Jericho for standing up for Giselle Shaw. I don't know him personally, but over the past couple years, he seems to have done the self-work to stand up for the people around him that may traditionally have been oppressed. And I think that that's great on his end, especially considering that there are a lot of people from his generation of wrestling that still are very traditional, very misogynist, very homophobic, very transphobic. So to see someone of his stature stand up and say, hey, yo, this is not good, this ain't it, I want to applaud him on that. Now, as far as these comments are concerned, like the both of you guys said, nobody deserves to be attacked for who they are, regardless of how you identify, regardless of where you lean towards. I don't think that it's right. I don't think that it's appropriate. I think that it's super tacky and super out of line. And I think that he does deserve to be held accountable for his actions and for his comments. I don't believe that he should be working for any promotions until he has done the self-work, because I don't think that it's right. I don't think that it's just for him to be in an environment where someone who identifies as transgender can be, someone who, people of multiple orientations can be, because that's going to in turn create a very hostile environment. So I do believe that he was in the wrong for making those comments. And like Angie said, there's still work to do in the world of pro wrestling, just like in a lot of other industries that are dominated by cis white men. There is work to do. There are things to unlearn. There are things to relearn. There are things to kind of get in order and get in check. And, I think that we as a community and we as an industry need to do better, as Angie said. And that's really all I had to say about that. I did any of y'all have any other comments pertaining to that particular topic?
I just want to say shout out to Chris Jericho again, just because he just came like a long way. Because I remember before he made an ignorant comment himself, but what I loved about Chris Jericho was that after he got all the backlash, he kind of like re-educated himself. I think it had to pertain to like the Black Lives Matter comment or the All Lives Matter comment that he said. So I just love that, because like change is very much possible. It is very much possible if you apply yourself, So,
and you have to allow. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, go ahead.
You have to allow the person the space You can't, like, yes, you can hold that person accountable 1000%. But then if it's been 2, 3 years and they're still doing the same thing, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, clearly you haven't been doing the work, but you have to allow the person the space to grow so that they are able to understand where they were wrong and how they can continue to be right or how they can continue to be better.
No, I agree. And
I see it happen too many times in where people are attacked. And yes, they say stupid shit, but like, people are really attacked and really gone after and they're not given the space to grow. And you have to allow people that space.
No, I agree. Especially with the day and age of the internet, I feel like they expect an overnight change, and it's just like,
yeah,
they have to recognize what they're doing is wrong. Yes, but like
before
allow
they could
them,
change.
yeah, and allow them to educate themselves and change their perception. Because it's overwhelming when like everyone is like berating you, and you don't understand why it's wrong because you grew up a certain type of way to where that's normalcy for you.
Right.
And now everyone's telling you like you're wrong. What's wrong with you? You're a terrible person. Kill yourself. You know what I mean? That's a lot. So yeah.
Right. Like even when I came out, there was a lot of stuff that I had to unlearn myself that I'm still unlearning because of the way that I grew up and because of certain places that I spent a lot of my time in. There's a lot of things that I'm still unlearning that I do, that I say. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, no, like this is the wrong way to think when in fact I should be thinking a completely different way. So
it's all part of evolution, to be honest.
Absolutely.
And I think people,
evolution is a
as Jordan put it, as y'all put it, isn't that funny? Yeah, no, you have to give people this time to just register things and just change and just accept that humans are capable of changing. But again, like it has to be genuine. They have to apply themselves. So I mean, if he could apply himself, by all means, I hope that the community like forgives him in that sense. But yeah, for now, like he needs to accept all his lashings just for now.
Just for now.
Just for now.
I think that concludes our topic, and I think Angie's gonna get out of here as we.
Yeah, I gotta head up out of here, Chad.
20 minutes. It's been an hour.
We did say 20 minutes, and it's been an hour. I do want to say one thing though. This actually is our anniversary episode. 5 years, Culture 316. 5 years ago, Jordan and I started this as a way for us to bond over wrestling, but also as a way for us to, just a soapbox for us to just, chit chat about wrestling. And Mo, I just got to say, you have been doing an incredible job as the co-host. And, like I feel such a connection to you. And, obviously we're in the group chat together and obviously we talk, a lot, but like just being able to hear your opinions and views, and you represent exactly what we wanted from Culture 316. So, I know that it's in good hands with you guys, and I'll see y'all in 5 years when I'm in main event of WrestleMania. Okay, bye.
Don't forget about us.
I love you, brother.
No, I'm telling you, the minute I meet Beyonce, I don't know none of y'all.
Well, damn.
I'm joking.
I only half believe him. That's the thing, though.
He's half serious, but bro, we love you so much. Thank you for everything. We're gonna continue with the show. But
bye, guys.
Thank you for everything, bro. Love you so much, bro.
Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.